Vietnam is one of the countries most vulnerable to climate change, and climate-related hazards is becoming more and more frequent and unpredictable. One of the big challenges I have observed with development project is that it is often time-bound. There is often the lack of financial mechanism to maintain the system, to sustain the system beyond the lifetime of the project.
In Kenya, there's a budget that is specifically allocated for DRR, which is 2% of the total county budget, but then we realized that a lot of that budget was being used under response and not other part of the DRM cycle. So there was none for preparedness because all the 2% was being spent in the disasters. So the county receives two types of disasters interchangeably. We have drought and floods. So because of that, a lot of money you can find that it was spent in drought. So when floods come in, there's no amount that is there for floods. So with that data, we used the budget analysis and also the data that we got from the CRMC process. And we held a meeting with the members of the county assembly to lobby for more resources. That led to increase of the budget from 2% to 3%. So it's an official thing for the whole county.
Okay.
So every
year... So it can sustain over time.
Yes, yeah. Every year they have to allocate the 3% specifically to DRM. Mm. Yes.
Having dedicated budget from the government is critical for maintaining and sustaining the support from other actors, whether it's the Zurich Foundation or other donors. In our case, based on the CMC assessment, we found a big gap in the flood early warning system in some of our provinces. We have been trying to work with the local government to improve the system. For example, we were working with people to install a number of early warning infrastructure, for example, the smart flood tower that can provide real-time flood depth information, or the automated river water monitoring station that again can provide real-time information about water river during flood time, or testing the high-power siren for emergency communication. We designed the system in a way that are part of the official government early warning system and not at standalone project investment. And by doing so, we have been able to work with our local government partner to secure government funding for the management operation of the system in the long run. When we talk about adaptation finance or finance for disaster risk reduction, many people in developing countries, one of the first things they say is, we don't have enough money. I think that is true, but it's also important about how can we spend our existing resources in a more effective ways, right?
The thing is, the amount is used for response, which response saves people's lives, things like that.
Yeah, we need that, of course.
Yeah. So it's not that it's not enough. What we are saying is that it's not enough to support both response and resilience building. Mm. That is because the county is always experiencing drought and floods interchangeably. So when you think you have a break to do a resilient activity, then another disaster strikes. Yeah. So then you have to choose. Will you be building dikes or will you be saving lives? If they get early warning, they can be able to evacuate very fast. They can be able to protect their assets and also their lives in the long run.
Thank you for sharing.
Thank you for being my partner in